Hello, my name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are checking back again one of my book hauls. Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today's video is again a little late. My last video it was the book haul of May and June, and this video is going to be my looking back to my book haul from May and June from 2023. So far, we're doing this a series of videos, checking back what I get to my library, what I read, what is a priority, what is not, that kind of thing. So far, we have only 1 year going through. Next year, we're going to have 2 years to check or look back. So the format is going to be a little different since it's just one book haul that I need to revisit. I can still pulling out all the books with me and show you what I get. This idea once again came out from a supposedly fan that I really love his channel. Mine is kind of the same. I'm just breaking down my book hauls in books that I didn't read, that they are part of a collection, we'll say. Books that I didn't read, but they're okay to be here. It's not a big deal. I'm not in a rush to read them. Books that I didn't read, that they are a priority, and books that I actually read. So last time when we did this revisit for March and April, it was a disaster. I have a long amount of books and I have only one book down. This time around, there are not too many. There are 8 books, if I'm not wrong. The amount of books that I read, there are not that many. I have to say maybe 30% or 40% of the books that I have, they are actually part of a collection, so it's fine. So let's start with this. It's not too many, so it should be quick. Revisit, this should be a quick video. Let's start with the books that I didn't read, that are part of a collection. So those are my talking books. We have Perrin and Luthien. Then we have the Children of Hurin, and then the Fall of Gondolin. So these books I didn't read. They are of my collection, talking collection. They're never gonna go anywhere. I do have a plan for these books. I think I'm going to do some kind of a schedule for the next year to read it. So I have a lot of hope to get at least a couple of them done. But they are not living. They are my collection, so they are good. They are good here. The next books that I have, I believe, yeah, I think I have one more, to be honest. Okay, I did remember I kind of have 2 more books. So besides these 3 that are part of my collection, I have 2 more books. So totally it was 9 books that I bought that year, 2023. So let's go back to check the books that I didn't read yet. The next one is Mercedes Lockwood. This one I just find it in, I think it was Books A Million. I know it's a retelling, is set like somewhere in the Sherlock Holmes world, we'll say, and it's following Watson and his wife, I think. So this one I didn't read yet. It's not a priority. It's just, it's okay to be there. I'm very interested to read it, but it's not a big priority. So it's okay to be here. The next book that I didn't read is In Blood Sisters Scribe. I can never pronounce this thing right. So this one, it was a pick from my book of the month subscription for the month of June. This one I'm actually very interested to read it. So this is gonna be one of my priorities. Means that I'm planning to read it anytime soon. I cannot remember very well the synopsis. If you want to check it out, my book hauls, I think I describe it a little better, but this one is still a priority. Now moving on to the books that I actually read. So actually I have more success on this one. I ended up doing 4 books from the 9 that I bring to my library, and one of those is an audio, and it's Doku. Did I read Doku? No, I didn't. Okay, no, I have to correct myself. I still have one more book that is not read, but it's in an audio version. And this one is docu. I thought I read it because I think we talked about it with my brother, and he said it's a very slow pace, it's a little heavy. And I think I intend to start the audio like maybe for like 10 minutes or something, and I stopped it because my brain wasn't ready for like a very constant, like you have to concentrate to listen this audio. So that's why I was a little confused myself. So actually I have 3 books written, no 4. So the audio is not being read, and it's okay to be on my in my library, in my audio library, because we read together those books with my brother. We kind of talk about them whenever we ended up reading it, and we can say it's part of a collection because it's the Star Wars books that I'm getting, all of them, or the majority that I'm planning to read in an audio version. And I mean, it's fine there. So it's not a priority. It's kind of in a part of collection, and it's an audio form. Now, finally, the books that I actually read. The first one is an ebook. I did buy that one because it was part of one of the optional readings for my book club. It was El Pecador de Oxford, and it's about this girl that she was married with a crazy man, and she find out, and then after many years something happened and seems like he's hunting her, or something is going on that is related to her ex-husband. He ended up being her husband, and what happened with her, and discovering more secrets, discovering what it was the bad thing that her husband did. Did I like it? No. It's very it makes a lot of things together. I think he's trying to resolve a mystery. You have a romance, and then you have a lot of spicy scenes, then you have like a kind of horror. I don't know, I didn't like it. It was very conflicted, like many things thrown in one place, some tropes or some typical things that you use in mystery. They were a little over top. They are a little like way in your face. Like she was trying too hard to make it very interesting, the book, I think. So it was a no for me. The other 2 girls, only one of them ended up reading from the group that we're reading together this optional book. She liked it more than me, and it's a very long book, and it's in Spanish. So it's been a success because I read it. I didn't like it. I don't think it's for everybody. The next 2 books that I read, they were Divine Rivals, and I kind of followed the old Cray app with the people who was reading. Like they kind of separated in specific sections, and you have to read certain amount of pages until certain day and that kind of thing. The book I was interested in, it sounds very interesting at the beginning. I was very invested in the characters, but then the magic system start like getting weak. I'll not explain, and I wasn't sure if they will have a second book. I was guessing yes because the way that end, but I wasn't sure at the time. Now we know we have a second book on it, so maybe that magic system is better explained. But I kind of lost interest in the characters. I kind of lost interest in the war, so I'm not gonna continue with the second one. I don't know. I was very invested at the beginning, and then it get I lost the interest on it. It's good. It's very popular book. A lot of people like it, uh, and it's a success because I read it. So from the 9 books, 2 done. And the next one is Gods of Jay and Shadow. So this one is a book that I actually pick and add to my book subscription, the book of the month, because it was part of my reading of Around the World, or books set in some different places in the world. And I have Mexico like a pick to read. This project, we have to talk about it. Not in this video, we will do it later on. But the project still on. The progress is not good, but the project is still on. Anyways, this It was the book that I picked for Mexico, and I picked it because it was more like a fantasy. We're following a girl that she met somehow a god that is from the Maya culture. So they are traveling around Mexico, and I picked it because we have a lot of books that they are set in Mexico, and they talk about drugs, they talk about migration, they talk about a lot of topics that they are very interesting, but I want to have something more light and something a little different, something that is looking some different aspects of the culture in Mexico. And the author is actually from Mexico, so it's a success. I read it. Did I like it? Yes, I kind of learned a lot of things. I find a lot of parallels with my country and the culture in my country too. It is for a younger audience. It's not too much for an adult. The end of the story, I find it like very interesting because it's not a typical ending. So I think it's good, and I recommend it. It's very interesting if you're interested in to know about more about the Maya culture and their gods and how the people see them and that kind of thing. Is they give you a lot of insights about it. So it was a good read. Took me a while to read it, but I made it. So those are the books that I bring to my library. We still have 5 unread, 3 read. It wasn't a big book haul, so it's good. It's kind of like a success. It's not that bad compared to the last book haul that we don't need to talk about it anymore. But yeah, that's it. If you like the video, like always, thumbs up. If you want to know if I post another video, ring the campanita. And thank you for watching. Bye.